What's up, everyone? It's Dante back here giving you yet another Dramascripted Saturday. And if you're new to Dramascripted Saturday, it's where we go over the most notable things that happened in this past week of wrestling. But how I start off every Dramascripted Saturday, and when I'm getting back into the rhythm of every Dramascripted Saturday, is giving you the ratings. And we have Raw with 1.5 million viewers, and we have NXT with 670K viewers, and we have AEW with 911K viewers, and those are your ratings. And in this Dramascripted Saturday, I am just going to give the results and a small review of Crown Jewel, which just ended on Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time. So first match on Crown Jewel, Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. And I was laughing so hard when I heard the first match was Brock versus Bobby. I was like, because Brock wants to get his paycheck and get the fuck up out of here. And that match was roughly 10 to 12 minutes. Lashley came out first, then Brock. Then while Brock was still twirling around the ring, Lashley attacked her from behind, and Brock sold him banging his knee onto the steel steps. Then Lashley starts off very, very quick. It felt like a Goldberg match. It felt like he came off with like 2 spears. And then from out of nowhere, Brock hits him with 2 Germans and an F5. And this is like really, really fast. Everyone's using their signature and special moves. Brock hits Lashley with an F5. Lashley kicks out of the F5. Another spear. And then Lashley puts him in the full Nelson lock. Brock pushes himself off the ropes. Lashley falls on his back. Brock is on top of him. Lashley refuses to let go of the hold. During this hold, Lashley's shoulders are down. Referee has to count 1, 2, 3. And it's over. Brock wins. 12 minutes. There you go. Brock won. After the match, Lashley put him back in the full Nelson lock. And then that was your first match. Obviously, there's going to be a number 3. Probably going to have some type of stipulation match at Survivor Series. That's where I'm going. That's where I think where they're going with this. After that match, it was Control Damage versus Asuka and Alyssa Bliss. So Control Damage is already in the ring. Then there's a quick backstage interview with Asuka and Alyssa Bliss. And then while they're talking, the TV and that's in the back of their interview starts flickering, and it's like a Bray Wyatt thing, like showing his new symbol. And if Alexa Bliss flinches and like I don't want to say like gets like hypnotized, and then like the camera just like zooms in on her face like super hard like this to see if she's gonna even react any harder. So, but that happened. Then the match happened. How this match ends, Nikki Cross wound up getting involved while the referee was distracted and DDT'd Alexa Bliss from the second rope, and then 1, 2, 3 finish. Damage Control are now 2-time champs. I don't see the reason why they took the belts off of them just to put it back on them. So that was your results for that. Then after that, we got a Becky Lynch package. So it seems like Becky will be turning to in-ring action soon. After that, we got Drew McIntyre versus Karen Cross. This was kind of a weak match. I mean, the finish was Scarlett trying to lock Drew McIntyre back in the cage. But thus while doing that, Drew McIntyre just climbed over the top and fell. And Drew won. Kind of for a cage match, that was like a very, very, very weak cage match. Then we got Judgment Day versus the Club. Notable things to point out. Michael Cole made reference to the Bullet Club. He actually mentioned the Bullet Club, said the Bullet Club. Said it that the people in the ring, which was Balor, Doc, and Anderson, and AJ Styles, are like original members of the first Bullet Club. Also mentioned that Carl Anderson is the current never heavyweight champion. So mentioned that numerous times throughout the match. Very, very, very surprised at that. Probably would never happen during Vince McMahon's era, but very excited that they mention New Japan and the Bullet Club and Collins and being the never World Heavyweight Champion. Never thought in 1,000 years I would hear that on WWE programming. Rhea Ripley, good match going back and forth. At this point, it's looking like this was the best match on the card. Then Rhea gets involved. Judgment Day wins. The club really needs to find an answer to Rhea Ripley, because that's the only thing that's keeping the club from beating Judgment Day. So that's that. Almost versus Braun. Braun won. It was an okay match. Okay. Usos versus the Brawling Brutes. Usos won, and Usos won clean. At first, it looked like they were going to take the belts and leave and walk out and get counted out. But then, Pete Dunne came off with a flying knee from the apron. Later in the match, there was a double frog splash where both the Usos landed on top of Pete Dunne. But very, very, very exciting match. Usos win clean. And now they're your Universal Tag Champs for 483 days. Now they're moving on to Friday, which is SmackDown. For the record, New Day versus the Usos for who's going to be the longest reigning tag champs of all time. So the record is on the line coming this Friday. So then we got a Cody Rhodes package. So Cody may be coming back soon. I'd say that Cody probably doesn't come back till Rumble, but Cody package. And then it even showed the scar from when he had the surgery on the thoracic muscle. So it showed Kobe rehab. Interested in that. Then we had Bayley versus Bianca Belair, last man standing match. Interesting spots. With first there was they were battling up the ramp, and then Bayley tripped and fell and faked she got her leg stuck in between the LCD lining and twisted her ankle. Did a fake spot there. Reeled Bianca Belair in. Then Bayley hit her with a cheap forearm to the face. Then they battled up the ramp. Then there was a trunk spot, with a trunk where you put all the TV and cable equipment in. Bayley threw Bianca in there. Belair got out of that. And then there was a golf cart spot, which it looked like Bayley attempted to run over Bianca with it, but it failed. And then they brought the cart all the way back down to the ring ramp. And then Bayley had Bianca's hair, and then Bianca was able to flip Bayley off, and there was a table spot. So Bayley was supposed to go through the table. The table didn't break. So Bayley hits the edge of the table and just falls on the floor, and Bianca just says, fuck it, picks her up, and just power bombs to the table. Oh man, that was funny. But how this match finished, basically Bianca Belair sandwiched Bayley between the ladder and then shoved the ladder underneath the turnbuckle so Bayley couldn't get out, and then the referee started to count out. Referee made it to 10. Belair wins. No Nikki Cross interference, which now this is getting weird. So Nikki Cross helps Damage Control win, but doesn't help Bayley win. So I'm assuming this is to set up a feud. Now I can only just think that this is just to set up a feud between Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Because remember when Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, they used to be best friends, story-wise. So now that's, I guess they're leading towards that. So, I mean, I guess, but they just have Nikki Cross fucking up everyone. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. Then we had the Bray Wyatt segment. Talking about, you don't believe the lies. Him behind a mask. Then we have Uncle Howdy coming on the Titantron saying, you can't fool anyone. Why did you take off the mask? You can't hide behind forever. You can't fool me. Very, very, very long-term slow booking and a lot of storytelling. I can see how some fans get impatient because they're not used to this type of in wrestling, but it's like scripted theater. Bray Wyatt's going all in with this character. So it's going to take a while till we get to somewhere with this. And then we had Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul. Say what you want to say, but Logan Paul could wrestle. For his third wrestling match, Logan Paul put on a show. From the wrestling hold trades to the hip toss, oh my God, to the buckshot lariat, to his own version of Superman punch, to attempting the phenomenal forearm, the floor splash from the ring to the outside while recording on his man's iPhone from the podcast. I don't know their two names, but they're from Logan Paul's podcast. I don't know their names. To the lowdown, my man did a lowdown. Like, you know, D'Lo Brown's floor splash, he did that. And then to another leaping over the top rope and landing on both of the Usos. Obviously, you know, Jake Paul got in and knocked both the Usos out. And then Solo came to the ring. And then the referees separated Solo from attacking Jake Paul, which I think is weird. So I think they're gonna build up Team Paul versus Team Usos. I think that's what they're gonna do next for Survivor Series. I think we're gonna have obviously Roman, the Usos versus Logan and Jake Paul, and then they're gonna probably teach the two other people how to wrestle. I think that's what they're leading to. But at the end, due to all that distraction, Roman Reigns hits the Superman punch and then spears him. And 1, 2, 3, and Roman Reigns is now your Universal Champion for 797 days and counting. And that was your crown jewel. Overall, I give it a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Best match. I'm probably gonna have to give it to Bayley and Bianca Belair. They got my card for best match. For best match. Most surprising match was obviously Logan Paul, but then all the indirect interference, because like the Usos didn't really touch Logan, and Logan's boys didn't really touch Roman, so there was no can't call for a disqualification, and the referee saw everything. So yeah, give it a 3 out of 5. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's Dramascripted Saturday. Hopefully, you know, there'll be a Dramascripted Saturday on the Saturday for next Saturday, but there will be another Dramascripted Saturday next week. I'm Dante, aka Fiend of All Games, and if you like what you have witnessed, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out of here. Later, and peace. Be safe, everybody.